Anything can be changed. Anything can be fixed. Things that are broken can be fixed. And you don't have to be some billionaire or millionaire to do it. You just have to be a person with a vision and the passion to do it, and be willing to fight for it every day. I've been in the fight business my whole life. I know fighters. Nevada is a very scary place. This is the worst commission on the planet. I am afraid to bring fights to Las Vegas. I was a bellman, a great hotel, 5-star hotel in Boston. I made great money. I made cash every day. I had good benefits. We had 401k. All the things you could ask for in a great job, I had. You know what I didn't have? I hated my job. I'm a loyal person, man, and people who have been good to me in my life, I don't forget and I stand by them. We're all entitled to make mistakes. I'm not one of these guys where if you make a mistake, I'm gonna try to tear your life down and burn it to the ground. You always think as an organization, obviously if you're in sports, you want to be with ESPN. ESPN is it. But you don't really realize how good ESPN is and how big their platform really is until you're in it. When you have a concept in a sport like this, you have to have a vision. Listen, everybody thinks I'm a Republican, but I'm not a Republican. Different people respond differently to head trauma than others. I love doing things that people say can't be done. I love this sport. I love the fights and I love most of the guys in it. Whether boxing is fixable or not remains to be seen. I'm going to give it a shot. I'd rather have too many good guys than not enough. It's a nice problem. They sort themselves out because when guys fight each other, they determine who deserves the title shot, not me. If you get into something that you're passionate about, and if you really believe in it, you gotta get up every day and fight. I have the vision for where the sport is gonna go and what we're gonna do and the different types of fights. When Georges St-Pierre goes away, what's going to happen to the UFC? When Anderson Silva is gone, what's going to happen? The answer is, yes, there are other stars. Everyone has jitters in their first fight. I'm not a political guy at all, not even a little bit. Look, people have been filming fights since the beginning of time. I hate Showtime, I can't stand those guys. People try to compete with the UFC but we're the best at what we do. Outdoor stadiums scare me to death. I'm a weirdo. There are things that some Democrats say I agree with and some things that I disagree with. And it's the same with the Republicans. If you're not that big pay-per-view star, shut up and fight. Listen, I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again. I've had a great relationship with Fox since day one. Fox was the network that I wanted to be on. The amount of negativity I hear on a daily basis is unbelievable. But that's the kind of stuff you have to tune out, focus, stick with your vision and keep plugging every day. When you talk about somebody being your world champion, you couldn't ask for a better human being than Daniel Cormier. The absolute worst part of my job is having to cut people. I have to cut people after every show, that's just how it goes. But I don't judge you on wins and losses. What I do care about is a great fight. Everything that ever happened to me in my career, Trump was the first guy to pick up the phone and reach out to me. I think Cormier's one of the greatest to ever do it. Two-time, two-division world champion. The thing about Twitter is it goes directly to your phone like I sent you a text. It's so powerful, it's unbelievable. There's a little bit of me that's Republican, and there's a little bit of me that's Democratic. I believe in taking care of people that don't have, I believe in taking care of the planet, you know, all that type of stuff. This country has been very good to us. Every time we have a fight in the UFC, it's incredible here in Australia, and we want to go everywhere. We want to travel everywhere and continue to do fights all over the country. We're going to continue to go into markets that we've never been in, continue to grow the sport, continue to cultivate talent, and the whole landscape of television is changing, and I feel like we're ahead of the curve on that, too. Let me tell you what, reality is better than any script you could ever write. All you've ever seen in the UFC was the greatest athletes in the world. Never, ever did we do a freak show, and we won't. There's only so many things you can do with fights, so I'm always trying to shake it up and find something different, new, exciting and fun. One of my big philosophies is that fighting is the sport that crosses all borders. I don't care what color you are, what country you come from, or what language you speak, fighting is in our DNA. We get it and we like it. We make dream fights all the time. Conor McGregor has that fight anybody, anywhere attitude, but doesn't just have the attitude, he lives it. As an American, you can do whatever you want to do, and you can choose whatever side you want to be on. I like to have my Pinkberry. I have this one store in Midtown Manhattan that will stay open for me late. Since the beginning of time, people have said mean things to each other in a fight, no matter what. One thing I can't prove, but I firmly believe, is that two men were put on this earth, one threw a punch and a third guy came over and watched. And that happened before anybody ever threw or kicked a ball. I like Mark Hunt, and I've always said good things about Mark Hunt. He goes a little bit off the rails every now and again, but I've never done anything but respect Mark Hunt. The thing where I've always been lucky is, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. You'll never hear me say a negative thing about Donald Trump. Look at what George Foreman did to Michael Moore. No matter his age, he hits so hard that he's always in a fight. I like most of the guys in the sport. They're my friends. We're not going to mistreat the fighters. I wouldn't mistreat a friend, and so I won't mistreat my fighters. Nothing comes easy. Success doesn't just drop on your lap. You have to go out and fight for it every day. Whoever you are, this is America. You can believe or do whatever you want. I don't dislike Matt Lindland. I didn't blackball him from the UFC either. Matt Lindland is a good guy, and I've never had a personal issue with him.